On the African savanna, every passing second is a brutal fight for survival. This time, the spotlight falls on a clash between two apex predators. The lion, the embodiment of power, and the African wild dog, a master of coordinated pack hunting. When pride collides with perfect teamwork, who will truly come out on top? Amid the sun-drenched wild grasslands, a breathtakingly tense scene is unfolding. A lioness and her cub are surrounded by a full pack of African wild dogs. With courage and determination, the mother lion steps forward, launching a direct assault on the wild dogs, her goal, to drive them out of her territory. African wild dogs don't have the lion's large, muscular build, but in return, they are known for their extraordinary stamina and incredibly sophisticated pack hunting strategies. The lioness keeps roaring, her fur standing on end. Dust clouds swirl across the ground as the chaos escalates. Despite being alone, the lioness maintains the posture of a ruler. After a prolonged and intense struggle, the wild dog pack still cannot take down their powerful enemy. Unable to achieve their goal, they are forced to retreat. Though hailed as the king of the savannah, lions aren't always in control. Take this situation. The story begins when four wild dogs spot the aging lioness approaching a small watering hole. Sensing the imminent danger, the lioness lets out a thunderous roar and suddenly charges at one of the wild dogs, trying to seize the initiative. However, this move only sparks a more intense assault. Despite putting up a fierce resistance, the lion was overwhelmed by the sheer number and persistence of its attackers. It's often said that wild dogs are opportunistic hunters, but in reality, lions are just as willing to seize the moment when the chance arises. A large male lion suddenly ambushed a pack of African wild dogs. Just a few seconds, the lion successfully struck down a target. Sometimes, strength doesn't just come from claws or muscle, it comes from unity. And a pack of African wild dogs demonstrated that perfectly in a spectacular rescue of one of their own from a lion's jaws. The story began when a wild dog was ambushed and caught by a lioness. But instead of fleeing to save themselves, the rest of the pack turned back. They surrounded the lion, circling and howling, relentlessly applying pressure on the predator. After the successful rescue, the wild dogs didn't stop there. They even returned to taunt the lioness. Now that's a daring move. In the wild, luck rarely favors the careless. Just a moment of distraction can cost an animal its life. a sudden tense situation unfolded. The clash between lions and wild dogs isn't just a battle between apex predators. It's a contest between solitary strength and collective strategy. On the savannah, where every creature must fight daily to survive, there are no absolute winners. Only those who adapt and stand together can overcome the threats around them. And in that fight for survival, sometimes unity becomes the most powerful weapon of all. Across the endlessly sun-scorched lands, where the earth is cracked dry and the grass glows yellow like scorched straw, where sunlight cuts through swirling dust. This is Africa. A land that is not only home to herds of antelope drifting beneath the twilight sky, but also an unforgiving battlefield for predators, lions and hyenas. These battles are not just for food, but for survival and dominance. A place where cunning meets raw power, where every roar signals the start of a life and death showdown. Africa holds a piece of the Earth's most primal soul. Here, hundreds of native species coexist, from massive elephant herds to wildebeests, from proud cheetahs to fierce Cape buffalo. But no species rules this land absolutely. In the African natural, there is no room for weakness, only the brutal cycle of life and death, where every moment could become a fight for survival. And at the heart of this eternal struggle stand two dominant forces, the lion and the hyena. Lions are more than just symbols of strength. With manes like crowns, rippling muscles, and thunderous roars, lions are predators that do not hide. They rule vast territories and live in prides with well-defined social structures. Male lions defend the pride, while lionesses do the hunting swift, strategic, and relentless. But for all their power, lions are not invincible. They rely on brute strength, yet sometimes lack the cunning and coordination that their rivals, the hyenas, possess in abundance. Don't be deceived by the hyena's hunched posture or its eerie, high-pitched laughter. Beneath that slouched frame is a jaw more powerful than a lion's, a body built for endurance, and most importantly, an astonishing level of intelligence and coordination. Indeed, hyenas are masters at using their numerical advantage to strike. No matter how strong a lion may be, even it must think twice when facing a pack of a dozen or more hyenas. Hyenas never charge head-on. They know that a single swipe from a lion could be fatal. Instead, they split their formation, flanking the lion from both sides while a few others stalk from behind. A lone lion is always a prime target for hyenas. Conversely, when the lion pride is large, it's the hyenas who are at a disadvantage. Is that why they often avoid direct confrontation with lions? Not always. In many cases, driven by hunger, hyena packs dare to take the risk, attacking lions in an attempt to steal even a few scraps of meat to survive. With their immense strength, the lions roared to assert dominance, trying to intimidate the hyenas. But the hyenas showed no fear. They lingered, looking for a chance to snatch the lion's hard-earned meal. Perhaps the constant harassment had pushed the lions to their limit. After finishing their feast, they decided it was time to teach the hyenas a lesson. The lions let out and charged straight at their rivals. If not for their agility, some hyenas would have ended up beneath the lions' powerful claws. Realizing they couldn't match the might of the entire pride, most of the hyenas retreated. A few, who lingered too long, became easy targets. The appearance of the male lion makes the hyenas even more wary. As for the hyenas, when faced with the most ferocious enemy on the savannah, they seem to have no strength to resist. The battle that day ended with a temporary victory for the lion, but it wasn't the end. In the wild world of Africa, there are no lasting victories, only an endless struggle between cunning and strength, between the pack and the lone hunter, between pride and strategy. If you love the wild world, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. We'll continue bringing you breathtaking moments from the natural world. Thank you for watching.